Well, happy Monday. I know. So, okay, there's a reason for the cozy. There is a reason. And that is because today we are talking about, did COVID kill fashion? And I say this because when I was teaching, and my last day was January 13th, 2023, so not that long ago, virtually almost every student I had did not wear jeans. Zero jeans whatsoever. Like, I could count on my finger the amount of people, not just students, just people in schools that were wearing jeans. And every day was less than 5. It was crazy, crazy. And so this past summer, I learned that Sarah Jessica Parker, she had a shoe line. Like, I knew she had a shoe line. It was SJP Shoe Line, and she had a really Flagstaff store in New York City, in Manhattan, one of like the very wealthy districts. And but anyway, I found out that not only did the store close, but her whole company, all of her high heels and everything, she's done. She's going out of business. And her shtick was, Sarah Jessica Parker was the star of Sex and the City, and she made shoes, particularly very high-end heels, popular. Not that they weren't already popular, but her love for them made other women also fall back in love with beautiful heels and shoes, right? Okay, so then COVID happens, the pandemic, the whole nine, and no one has anywhere to go. No one can go anywhere. No one is wearing heels anymore. But not only do people stop wearing heels, people stop wearing jeans. They stop wearing things that are fashionable. People generally kind of stop really taking good care of themselves during this time. You know, a lot of people gained a lot of weight. There was a lot of mental issues that went along with it. Education brought students down significantly from where they used to be at a certain age to where they are now. And it is still devastating for those scores and those students and their learning, even socially, today. Like, kids are still affected from a 4-year ago pandemic into today. So, all that to say, did the pandemic, did COVID kill fashion? And I thought it was really interesting because when I learned that Sarah Jessica Parker's high heel store wasn't just closing, but her whole business was done, going under, I realized, you know, when I go out, not a lot of people are stylish. Kids are not really wearing anything that is what I would consider fashion forward or anything like that. Adults, very rarely. I mean, even a lot of times when you think about it, people are going out, at least in this country, in America, people are going out in their pajamas. And I'm sure you can imagine when I went to visit Romania last year, how vastly different everything was. People were dressed to the nines. Men and women looked so beautiful. They looked incredible. They always dressed. Their hair was done. Makeup was done. I mean, they looked amazing. Every single person looked like a movie star, a model. And then you contrast that with what you see here in the States. And like I said, it is hard to find people that are dressing not just nicely, but like even appropriately, you know? I think about this because on one hand, is it good that we don't care so much about fashion anymore, something that is so aesthetic, so materialistic? Or do we know as a culture, we judge people based on the way they look immediately, whether you want to or not. You have subconscious bias, right? We have internal biases. And when we see someone, we immediately make a judgment. And whether even you're dressed nice or even appropriately, we are making a judgment based on what we're seeing. In fact, Sean, hubby, read me an article 2 days ago about how corporations are less likely to hire young people that are fresh out of college because they are unprepared, they are unwilling to do the work, unwilling to dress appropriately, speak appropriately. There's so many factors according to these people who are, hiring people, HR, that sort of thing, that now they don't even want to hire young people fresh out of college with all of their accolades and all of their information, all their new knowledge and youth that goes along with it. They're finding that the people they are encountering are not prepared at all to be a part of these corporations, these companies. And I think a lot of that has to do with not only are they lax socially and, what are they living for, this whole rat race idea, but also they can't even present themselves, dress appropriately. And I thought that was really, really interesting. So on one hand, is it a good thing that we are, or, a lot of people are not focusing on this materialistic thing? While on the other hand, is it important that we should be focusing on these things? Is it important that, yes, it's just fashion, but at the same time, knowing what we know about when we see people and the judgments we make ourselves, is it important to try? Just try. And to me, as somebody who loves fashion and has a very eclectic sense of style, in the sense of I love dressing in different styles all the time. Like I don't just choose one style and that's who I am, but I choose a different style every day, be it casual or dressed up. There's always some aesthetic or something there that makes it a little more fashionable, a little more forward in pleasing to the eye, And I think it's really important. However, I will also say that in trying and in constantly, being fashionable, I am wary because I am one of the few and it does bring a lot of attention. Even if it's casual, I get a lot of attention just for dressing, not just nice, but appropriately. And I think just the simplest thing of focusing on your fashion and understanding what works for your body and dressing for you and your aesthetic will give you a new found confidence, because you're wearing something that makes you feel good. And I think that's also really important. I think what you put on your body doesn't just say to the world who you are, but I think internally it's you telling everyone who you are, what you stand for, and how you want to represent yourself to the rest of the world, especially if it's something really nice, appropriate, I think having that kind of confidence in style and in fashion really escalates not just a person, but also how they view the world and how they interact with the rest of the world as well. So did the pandemic, did COVID kill fashion? Unfortunately, based on these articles and even simple observation, I think it did. And I think the repercussions of fashion going to the wayside has also affected so many other aspects of who we are as people, how we interact, and what we are doing to better ourselves or not better ourselves. And I think it's really important to kind of investigate that and think about, you know, do the clothes make the man, or does the man make the clothes, right? And I think in a way both are true. Sorry, my foot was falling asleep. I think in a way, your clothes can give you the confidence you need to be the person you want to be. And also, your confidence will give those clothes a fun way of looking, right? If you walk a certain way and you believe in what it is you're wearing, as long as it's not like PJs or something, people will look at you and be like, wow, I never considered doing that before, you know? And I think that kind of confidence also says a lot. So I guess the big question is, not only did COVID kill fashion, but in doing so, did COVID also take away our ability to have confidence and interact with the rest of the world and be better versions of ourselves when we go out into the world? And I think in a lot of ways it did. And I also believe that if we choose to dress not just more appropriately, but with purpose and with vision and style, I think people will grow to become more confident and feel better, interact with the world in a more beautiful way. And in the end of all of that, their lives will be better for it. And so it's weird to say that something materialistic and small, something you put on your body can change your whole life. But the reality is, we are affected by these things, not just internally, but by the way other people view us as well. And so I do have hope. This year I have seen a lot more people, young people, actually getting out of their sweats, out of their PJs, and really going for real fashion. And that's exciting to me. And I think it's going to be fun. And I also know that because of this, people's lives are going to get better simply due to the fact that they are starting to care about what they wear and how they present themselves. And I know it sounds materialistic and beauty standards, stuff like that, but the reality is that is what drives us and the world and what we can achieve. So, is fashion a big deal? On so many levels, yes, desperately. Is fashion something we should care about? Not necessarily fashion, but style. I know style for sure is something we should definitely care about and something we should invest in. I'm not saying you have to spend a lot of money to buy Gucci belts or anything, but if you know what looks good on you and you can make things work and you feel confident and powerful in what it is you're wearing, then absolutely. So, while fashion may be dead, style is forever. So, don't let this pandemic or any of these things that are bringing us down and stressing us out stop you from being the best version of yourself. And the easiest way you can start is by finding your style and presenting yourself the way you want the world to see you, and becoming that confident, amazing person that you already are, even if it's just on the inside for now. Anyway, that is those are my thoughts on fashion and where we are and where we're going and how it affects us. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you have any thoughts, if you think I'm totally wrong, if you think that people are still fashionable or if fashion doesn't matter at all, please let me know in the comments below, and let me know what your thoughts are, or if you want to add to them, if I may have missed anything, be it, you know, how everything is all about corsets now, or, you know, body image and how that affects people. Just let me know. What do you think? And of course, there's two sides to everything, but it's been an adventure. And when it comes to fashion, I will admit, you know, since I lost all the weight, I have become more passionate about it. And again, that comes with the confidence of being able to try new things because I'm happy in the body that I'm in. So it's a double-edged sword, but I would love to know what your thoughts are, and I look forward to hearing about what you think. But anyway, I hope you had an amazing day. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Friday will be my 1000th episode of doing this. So we're going to celebrate by apple picking. But yeah, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, thank you for spending time with me today. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, I will see you tomorrow. Until next time.